So if you follow my Instagram, you know I brought this up yesterday, and I also posted a YouTube short on the main channel about Maya Angelou. She would join slave-owning George Washington on a quarter. So the poet and civil rights activist, was faced to join the slave-owning first president of the United States on a select number of quarters minted for distribution in 2022. The renowned author will not only be the first black person to grace the $quarter coin, but it's the only person to do so outside of George Washington. Now, they say, according to Politico, the U.S. Mint has already started integrating the Angelou quarters into the American public. It said the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said, each time we redesign a currency, we have a chance to say something about our country. It said what we value and how we progress as a society. So I'm very proud of these coins. Celebrate the contributions of some of America's most remarkable women, including Maya Angelou. Now, it said the Treasury Department shared that this coin, authorized by Public Law 116-330, is the debut currency in its American Women Quarters program, and is being made in the nation's mint facilities in Philadelphia and Denver. It said the department founded by Alexander Hamilton. It said we'll release an additional 15 honorees over the next 3 years, 5 per year, culminating in the rollout 2025. They said it's the honor to present the nation's first circulating coins dedicated to celebrating American women, their contributions to American history. That's the Mint Deputy Director, Ventress Gibson, said in a press statement. Okay. So let me say something here. This is not something that black Americans asked for. Not at all. Let's go back to it. Black Americans say, hey, we need this George Floyd bill. We need to end this qualified immunity. This is why a lot of black folks got out there to vote. And the Democrats play games with y'all once again. Oh, if you get us in there, we can really get this police reform done. Oh, yeah, qualified immunity and all the different things that they was talking about, right? Oh, they were talking about defunding the police. And I've been saying a long time ago, defunding them is not going to fix anything. You must punish them and remove their ability to kill at will. This is what you must do, period. Okay. Now, with that being said, we asked for reparations. You asked for anti-lynching bill. Okay. People talk about, the voting rights thing they're talking about, which for me, I said voting rights is not the top priority to me. I say economic security is important, like reparations, our physical safety, things like the George Floyd bill and getting rid of qualified immunity, having a hate crime law that goes back to physical safety that will protect black people. People think twice about, doing certain things to black people to have a hate crime law. If that anti-lynching bill that goes back to the safety of black people and many other things that black people really need, right? Voting rights to me is, it's not the top priority at all. And even if they give you voting rights, they didn't give you anything. That's what people need to understand. There's nothing tangible they're giving you by this. But you ask for something from this party that controls everything right now, and they say, okay, well, let me give you Juneteenth. Okay, this is what they say. Let me give you Juneteenth. Okay, cool. Then they pop up when you ask for something. Again, then they say, let's give you Hip Hop Appreciation Month. We didn't ask for Hip Hop Appreciation Month. Black folks didn't take a risk during the pandemic to go vote for you for Hip Hop Appreciation Month. They didn't take a risk to go vote for Juneteenth. And like I said in my post, Juneteenth has been a holiday in Texas ever since I've been born. Okay. A holiday is not going to give black people anything as a whole. It doesn't put money in our pockets. It doesn't protect us as a people or anything, right? Then black people saying, hey, y'all ain't doing nothing for us. We watching y'all give a bag to the $5 Indians. Just recently, y'all gave them a whole bag recently. You giving the Afghans a bag. You gave, the Asian community, you gave them a hate crime law, and you gave them $50 million from Biden on an executive order, right? You're giving people that's not even legal things in this country. Even in New York, they about to allow them to start voting in local elections who is not even legal to vote. Okay? All the different things that the Democrat Party is doing. And when black people say something, you come up with a quarter all of a sudden. Like that's going to pacify black people. But it's not just them. And like I said, I told you, I'm going to be fair with this. I can't just dump it all on the Democrats. Because there was a person that left a comment. And I made sure to pin that comment on my Instagram. Because anybody that say something on my page is subject to be pinned. It's subject for me to scrutinize. Because it's not just that person that's my issue. That person's comment do represent a big mindset in the black community. Okay? So let me read this comment. And it says, I celebrate all black progression no matter the scale. One victory does not negate any other victory or struggle. Voting rights and quarters are two separate issues. You can celebrate one without erasing your mind of the other. That is, if you're smart, and say, I'm happy to have the first black woman on a quarter for millions of youth like mine to see for generations to come. And I'm still apprised, I guess that's the word you meant to say, about voting rights and struggles, especially being a black voter in Atlanta, Georgia, the hot seat of it all. Any progress is progress. You don't have to be a tap dancer or a raccoon to appreciate the significance of a black woman being represented in the space commonly reserved for dead white men. Just my opinion. So, my response to her was black folks didn't ask for this. To say they wanted the George Floyd bill, reparation, anti-lynching bill, hate crime bill, etc. This is why our community stay losing. Other groups get tangibles while many are happy with a quarter, Hip Hop Month, and Juneteenth. And like I said, it's just not her to think that way. They still have this idea black representation is really all we need. That's good enough. The Democrat Party understand that if I just give black folks shiny things or just recognize them. See, all that goes back to the biggest problem with a lot of black folks in America and also throughout the world, but we're going to focus on America, is white validation. See, only when you want white validation, you're happy at them recognizing you. You understand? It just goes all through you. Oh, my God. Maya Angelou's on a quarter. Oh, my God. We made it. How did you make it? Because they putting you on a quarter. And on the other side of that quarter is a slave owner who enslaved your ancestors. They couldn't even respect Maya Angelou enough to take off a slave owner off of the freaking quarter. Completely take it off of there. You couldn't put her picture completely on both sides. You couldn't do that. I'm just trying to understand. I am just trying to understand. You could at least respected her enough to not have a slave owner still on there. To me, that's a cruel joke. Don't y'all think it's a cruel joke at this point? Well, what they done with this quarter that we didn't ask for? How would this quarter do anything for the black community? How? Especially with this particular party here. And what I was saying is they think black folks are playing. No, I'm not going to sit up there and be excited about a quarter when I'm looking at the Asian community didn't even get in the line to vote for them like that. And they got a whole hate crime bill and $50 million given to their community. You watching $5 Indians getting land in a bag. They didn't go line up to vote like that for them. Black folks do all the hard work to get them in the Senate, get them in the House, get them the presidency, and they still don't do nothing for black folk. But it's hard to hold them accountable when you got people in our own community, like I said before, it's cutting our throats. And I said this, if you want black America to try to be fixed, you got to go harder at those in our own community who's cutting our throat. Because being happy or saying this, you excited about it or it's a progress, being put on a freaking coin is not progress. If you call that progress, well, maybe they should have just did that in the civil rights movement. Kept segregation, kept everything, but just put Martin Luther King on a coin. And say, hey, that's progress, right? Martin Luther King is on the coin. And then this is the crazy part about it. I haven't had no coins in my hand. I ain't know how long. Most of you today do not use coins. Most of you don't pay in coins. Back in the 80s and 90s, that probably would have been a little bit more relevant because we was more cash back then. But today, everybody you know using a debit card. I don't see most people change anymore. Unless you collect, quarters or collect those sort of things. Some people like to do that. But come on, to me, that's a slap in the face on a quarter. You want to do something and respect Maya Angelou, call the Maya Angelou reparations bill. Do that. And pass the Maya Angelou reparations bill and go ahead and start putting them reparations in people's bank accounts. Then I'll be excited about that. Listen, I cut a jig for reparations myself. You got folks want to sit up here, be excited, and cut a jig about a quarter. I'm not going to sit up there as a black man in this community and allow the Democrats to sit up there and constantly keep playing games and saying, well, it's a little something. I mean, man, Phil, what do you want them to do? What they're supposed to do and give black folks what they asked for. That's what they're supposed to do. Other groups got a bunch of things out of them. How come black Americans can't get nothing? Forget that. I don't believe in selling myself short on anything in my personal life or even in our community. Stop being excited by mediocre things. You go for the whole package or go for nothing. Like they say, go hard or go home. That's the only way you go. There's no middle ground with any of that. Because that's been our problem for a long time. Well, as long as I see a black face, that's good. They don't have to do nothing for me. Just as long as I see a black face. This is why you got the Congressional Black Caucus problem. And it's going to take us, the minority, which is good. It is the minority. I say it's about 15% of us, in my opinion. It's going to take that 15% of us to push back and push back hard and say, no, this is not it. You shouldn't even wasted your time or the manpower to make that mess. You couldn't even give Maya Angelou a whole coin. You're going to give her a half a coin and go have a slave owner on the other side. Come on now. You black folks, you keep pressing them and say, we don't get no George Floyd bill. Well, now, this is what they're trying to do right now. They want to talk about, let's eliminate the filibuster for voting rights. Voting rights don't give you nothing. It's nothing tangible you get out of voting rights. When the Republicans and any other group they want to in the states can just change the voting laws. What is good as voting rights is nothing tangible. Some people in the black community can't vote. There's a lot of black folks that got records that can't vote. That's not giving black folks anything. Reparations giving black folks something. Ending qualified immunity is giving black folks something. Putting in that hate crime bill for black people, that's giving black people something. The anti-lynching bill, that's giving black people something. Giving black folks money for down payment assistance, that's up to $15,000. That's helping black people. Something tangible. We need money, cash money. That's what we need. Just like you give cash money to all these other groups and protections, we need the same thing. You didn't give the Asians a holiday. You didn't give the $5 Indians no music month. You didn't do that. You didn't give the Afghanistanis people that come in here coins. Everybody getting money. And do you know Biden and them just sent $300 million of your tax dollars to Afghanistan? And the Taliban run it, and they set up there and just gave $300 million. But they can't give $300 million to black Americans at all. They can say, look, this is down payment for reparations. See, they can send $300 million to Afghanistan, but they can't put $300 down payment on reparations for black people, and that money mostly will stay in this country, right? They can easily justify giving millions of dollars to foreign countries, but they refuse. They refuse to give money to black America. This is why I said in my video, I think last week or so, that black America must break the Democrat Party. They say you the back of it, break the back. They must be completely removed. Right now, the chatter is they talking about trotting Hillary back out because they know Biden is not going to win. They know Kamala is so unpopular, right? So they talking about trotting her back out. If they trot her back out and Trump runs, Trump wins. I promise you that. I think he's going to win regardless. If he's the front runner, if they choose him, I think he's going to win regardless at this point. They playing with black people too much. Aren't you tired of sitting on the side and watching everybody else get a bag except you? Even people that's not citizens of this country, Afghanistan getting $300 million of your tax dollars. They get to send it without asking nobody, no questions, nothing. They get to send money. But let the black community ask for $300 million as down payment on reparations. Hell no. They gonna tell you everything but yeah, we can go ahead and do it. And listen, let me ask y'all this question. This is what I want y'all to do. When these politicians start coming around, y'all, and start trying to get your vote, just ask them a simple question. How come y'all could send $300 million to Afghanistan, but you can't put $300 million down on reparations for black people? Can you explain to me why non-citizens are getting my tax dollars that I pay into this country, and yet we can't get reparations that's owed? Start questioning them like that. Question them about all this money they sending to foreign countries that's in the millions of dollars. That's your tax dollars that you pay every year. I don't pay taxes in this country for Afghanistan people to be getting my money in taxes. I pay taxes for this country here, right? Let them Afghanistan people in Afghanistan do whatever they're going to do. That's their business. You left the country, right? Stay out of there. Leave people alone. Why are you sending $300 million? That's the Biden Democrats sending them money. So if you can send $300 million of taxpayer money in the midst of a freaking economic crisis in this country, shortages, and you sending money? You're sending money. But black folks can't ask for demand reparations. They can't demand even things that you don't have to pay for, like the qualified immunity, the anti-lynching bill, different things not even paying for. You can't even do that. But you'll do some voting rights. Or you'll try to do that, because that's not giving black folks nothing. No money, no protection, no anything. A tangible is money. A tangible is physical protection. That's a tangible, something that you could say, hey, this is something that I know that can protect me or fund me. If you're not protecting me or funding me, then what are you doing? There's no tangible at all. Well, voting rights, that helped, man. That is not nothing at all to protect me, or that's not nothing to fund me. Like I said, voting rights to me is at the bottom of the list of what black folks need. But start questioning your Democrat politicians about why you're sending millions of dollars all over the country. You're giving Afghanistan people that come to this country billions of dollars, and black Americans can't get not even a $300 down payment on reparations. And just ask those questions. That's what we have to start doing with the camera on, pressing them. And everybody needs to start repeating that. It's time to start asking where your money at. Because you sending my money all over the place. And how come the American people ain't got no say so on the money you sending out? You always crying broke, but then you sending money to all these foreign countries? No. That's the thing that we're going to have to do as black Americans. And you got to be prepared to say, okay, since you're not going to do nothing for us, cool, go to those other groups. Let them vote for you. But you still got silly black folks. Well, the Democrats is our only hope. This is our only hope, brother. What are we going to do? If the Democrat Party is your only hope, my God, you're lost. And the Republican Party ain't your hope either. As long as you sit up there and put hope in the Democrat, hope in the Republican, you're lost. You're lost, because both parties have no interest in us like that. But the reason why I come to the Democrats, because the majority of black folks go run over there and vote for them like a freaking religion. What can I say about the Republicans? You don't vote for them like that. I can't really press them for anything. Not now. But like I said, aren't you tired of losing? Aren't you tired of walking around with a proverbial L? Aren't you tired of that as a group? And you're losing by choice. It's not like you're losing because you just can't win. No, you're losing by choice because a lot of people in our community just want massa just to give them some validation. Trust me, this quarter, like I say, they're cutting the jig about this quarter. Oh, Lord, they're cutting the jig. And they talking about voting rights and all of that. They still ain't giving the black folks nothing. When are black folks going to learn? Like I said, I'm telling y'all, the day I see it coming, the day going to come, then my conversation about this is going to be over. It's going to come one at a time. And then when that conversation's over, like I said, I'm going to be acting like Almond Ra. So it made that brother rest in power. Like, what y'all still even doing over there, bothering it with that mess? What are you doing? You ain't going to do nothing. You ain't about to fix what, like I said, trust me. It's just, I know it's down the line. Not today, but it's down the line. Because I'm telling y'all, everybody that's speaking up for y'all, they even get tired. I'm telling you, they won't tell you, I'll tell you. They're getting tired because y'all are set up there sabotaging our progress. It's not just the Democrats. It's just not the white supremacists. It's a lot of y'all that's participating with them. Listen, they couldn't even do the majority of things they do to us if it wouldn't be for y'all sabotaging us. And that white validation crap, that sabotages us more than what you think. Well, it takes time, brother. You know, we got to wait. We've been waiting for hundreds and hundreds of years, and we still got to wait some more while other people just badly come to this country and get in a bag. They didn't even wait even 6 months, and they get a bag. You've been hundreds of years, and you still talking about we got to wait. You don't understand how politics work, brother. We got to elect more people to get something. The Afghanistan people didn't elect nobody. They elect the person. And they got more of a bag than you. That's what I'm saying. It's like what Jesus said, how long I'm gonna be with you? How long? When you're so frustrated with the people, with their unbelief. That's the same thing with Black America. Seriously. It's only a small percentage of people fighting hard to try to keep Black America afloat and save Black America. And even those people are getting tired. Including myself. You want white validation so bad. So bad. Man, it's crazy how lost a lot of people are in our community. But with that being said, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the podcast this morning. This whole story's got me frustrated. It just really got me frustrated because I know the greatness of what we can be and who we can become, but it just messed up how lost a lot of us are, like how brainwashed a lot of us are. It's just amazing to me. It's so amazing the level of, serious mental health issues. I'm gonna say yes. The majority of the Black community have serious mental health issues at this point. I'm a firm believer in that. It's just based on their actions. It's just based on their actions. And if you're not willing to accept that the majority of the Black community have serious mental health issues, then you just don't get it. You don't get it at all. And with that being said, as we continue on our fundraiser, we appreciate everybody that has came through and donated on the fundraiser. We greatly appreciate you for doing that. You did very, very well, and I wanted to give you applause for that. Continuing with Black media and the support of it. We're going to keep pushing out these stories and keeping you informed. And, no matter what, we trying. Like I said, I do get frustrated. I'm human. I get frustrated because I know we can be better. I know we can be better. I know it's greatness in us, but we just need, more people to get on board with that. And so, everyone that's forward thinking, it's the people, I said, that donate to campaigns like this. So thank you very much for doing so. If it's your first time coming here, make sure you subscribe. That's how you'll know exactly when we post a new podcast. So thank you for listening and see you next time.